Hi, this is Dave Rudin, and welcome to another episode of FCIAC Football Weekly. Tonight we're coming to you from Vozzy's Restaurant in Bridgeport, and we want to thank our sponsors, Blue Streak Sports Training, Carl Chevrolet, and Innovative Health and Rehabilitation. Week 2 was a wild one for state football. A lot of upsets and a lot of dramatic finishes. And the shot heard around the world in Connecticut high school football took place Friday night when St. Joseph, on a 42-yard touchdown pass on the last play of the game, came back to beat Fairfield Prep 36-34. We're opening up tonight with the brains behind the St. Joseph operation, Coach Joe Delavecia. Joe, everybody's talking about the shot heard around the world, the 42-yard touchdown pass on the last play of the game from Jordan Vizano to Lars Peterson. Just the way you drew it up, right?
Of course, it's the way we drew it up. I mean, we do it every day at practice for that situation. But seriously, it was it was a basic play that we run all the time, and we did a couple of little quick adjustments. We actually ran the same play twice in a row. And the first time we did it, we saw something in the coverage that we thought we could take advantage of Lars, getting him in a one-on-one situation, and just told Jordan, just get the ball to Lars, and two guys ran decoy routes, and Lars ended up one-on-one and beating the kid, and made sure he secured the ball and came down right in the end zone.
You said you were down, you were up 30-14. They come back, scored 20 points in the fourth quarter. Normally a panicky situation, but you said the kids really held their poise. Yeah,
I think they're real confident that we could score anytime we have the ball. Jordan was on fire that day, and then we have 7 receivers I think are outstanding, so we can go to any one of them at any time. So and Jordan has confidence, I think, in all of them, that he knows he could spread the ball around. So we're difficult to defend, and they were calm, and they said, we'll get it back, and we had a couple of drives going. We had a fumble that was very uncharacteristic of us, and we had a big play that Alex Pinto was going to come down with, probably would ice the game, and I thought it was pass interference, face guarding on him. They didn't call it, and the kids came off. They were a little pissed about it, but we had a chance to make a stop. We didn't. They went, credit to Prep, they went down and scored, and when we huddled back, I said to the kids, if we get to the 40-yard line, we'll have a shot here, and they said, we're going to do it, and they went out and did it.
Huge win. I mean, a huge win in its own merit, but given the strength of schedule you have, and we'll talk about that in a second, really, you don't want to get a loss second game when you got a bunch of tough games coming up.
Yeah, we knew that going in, that, our first 4 games, I think the first 5 out of the 6 were going to be brutal with physical teams that we're going to play, and we knew Notre Dame was going to be real tough. They're a physical team. They always have been. We've always struggled in the past. We only played them a few times in the past, but it's always been a battle. Then the whole Fairfield Prep thing, I wasn't sure how that was going to go, the rivalry, because these kids weren't even born the last time we played them. And, we had to kind of teach them what the rivalry was about, because there was going to be a lot of people there, and we wanted to prepare them for that. And they were going to be hearing about it from alumni and friends and from both schools. And it was one of the greatest atmospheres for a high school football game that you could imagine. And, they're a great team, great physical team, and we were fortunate to come out on top.
You have an absolutely brutal schedule. Now you get, after 2 tough SEC teams, what's your reward? You play a Ridgefield program that's always solid. You play Darien, that's coming off a 42-21 win over Greenwich. And then you get to go on the road for 6 weeks before Thanksgiving. What does this team have to do? You have the talent, but it's a very demanding task. What is this team going to have to do to overcome this schedule?
Well, we're going to have to keep getting better. I told the kids today, every week's going to be harder now because we're going to have a target on our back. And somebody mentioned to me, are you guys in first place in the FCIAC? I said, actually, no, we haven't played a game yet in the FCIAC. And, now we got to open up a Ridgefield, who's, terrific team, great coach team by Kevin Callahan. So it's going to be very difficult the rest of the way, and we're going to have to improve and get better. Some of the things that we haven't done well, we're going to have to do even better as we get the teams that are more familiar with us.
Well, it's a very entertaining team. You certainly have the flair for the dramatic, and it's going to be a lot of interesting games coming up for you. So, Joe, we wish you a lot of luck the rest of the way, and congratulations on Friday's great win.
Thank you. We're enjoying it, and our focus right now is on Ridgefield, but hopefully we can do this every week.
I want to thank our sponsors, Blue Streak Sports Training, Carl Chevrolet, and Innovative Health and Rehabilitation. Okay, and we're back, and we have with us the protagonists of the play that everybody's been talking about for the last 3 days. Lars Peterson, the wide receiver who caught the ball, and quarterback Jordan Vizano, who threw it. Lars, why don't you take us through the play? What happened?
We started off, with 6 seconds left. We knew we had to go deep. So I just put my head down and ran as fast as I could trying to get there. And Jordan, threw the perfect ball and just came down with it, and play went well.
Could you see the ball was in the air? Could you see, sometimes you can just know you're going to be able to catch it. Could you see it coming in?
Yeah, I think I turned around at about the 10, maybe the 8, and I knew the ball was in great position to make a play on it. And the defensive back, I think he twisted around and fell down, and then it was just right there.
Yeah, that's everybody's been talking about. Did your feet get tangled? Was there pass interference or stuff? But I talked to Coach Delavecia, and he said you guys never even made contact.
If we did make contact, it might have been for half a second. I think he just spun around and lost his footing. I don't remember pushing him or anything.
You had a great game. Besides 6 catches, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns. Talk about how explosive this offense has been so far in 2 games.
Well, with a great offensive line and Jordan that we have, and especially at running back with Mufasa too, and we have a lot of players that can do a lot of stuff. So when it all comes together, it'll be hard to stop.
Okay, let's talk about the pitcher on the play. Jordan, why don't you take me from your perspective? What happened?
They dropped a lot of guys back into coverage as they should have, because it was at the end of the game, and it was close and there was not a lot of time left. And I looked off one of the safeties, and I saw Lars streaking down the side. I threw it up to him, and he made a great catch, and we scored.
Talk a little bit about what the mood was. You go out in the field, 58 seconds to go, and a 30-14 lead is now a 34-30 deficit. How were you guys? Was there panic? Was there calm? Was there confidence?
No, everybody stayed pretty calm. I think all of us had confidence that we were going to pull through and pull something off, and that was probably the most important thing of that drive, that nobody lost faith in us or in our teammates, and we won just because of that.
You threw for 379 yards, 5 touchdowns. You're off to a blazing start. What do you attribute your success to so far?
Great offensive line, Steven, Pete, Tommy, my brother Troy, and Chris Taylor. I haven't been touched all season, and wide receivers making play after play.
This has to be a big confidence boost for you. You already know you have a good team, but with a tough schedule, this has to be a big lift for you, that if you're put in a tough situation, you guys can handle it.
Yeah, that proved a lot to ourselves, that if we were put in a tough situation like we were, down 4 with 58 seconds left, that we could come back and win the game. That was a big part of the season right there.
That's the best touchdown pass you've ever thrown?
Oh yeah, by far.
Well, I'm sure we're going to be hearing the names Lars Peterson and Jordan Vizano a lot, and seeing them in the scorebooks a lot the rest of the season. So, guys, thanks a lot, and best of luck the rest of the way. I want to thank our sponsors, Blue Streak Sports Training, Carl Chevrolet, and Innovative Health and Rehabilitation. And we're back, and we have 2 more stars from Friday's game from St. Joseph. Joining me right now is wide receiver Shane Miller and linebacker Dylan Rogers. Shane, everyone's talking about Lars's catch. You had 12 of them for 180 yards. You had 3 touchdowns. You had 290 total yards. Not a bad day.
Not too bad.
What happened on the day? What do you attribute your success, and what's made this offense tick so well?
Well, Jordan's a great quarterback. He throws the ball where it needs to be. He makes plays easy. The line gives him time. So I just have to catch and make the runs. I have the easy job.
This offense, you lost a lot of people from last year. This offense has just kept ticking. What's been the reason?
We'll put a lot of hard work in the summer, doing routes, conditioning, lifting, just putting in the extra time so we could, in the season where it counts.
Did you expect the offense was going to be this explosive? Everybody talked about Jordan, and nobody really knew much about the receivers, though. I think everybody knows a lot about you two now after 2 weeks.
Well, Jordan's great, so we just put the time in, and Jordan throws the passes. And like I said, we have the easy job. So,
what was it like? You were on the other part of the field, but what was it like when you saw Lars catch that ball?
Relief. It doesn't matter who makes the play. We're a team. We win it as a team. So as Lars made the play, it was just great for the team. Great team win.
Dylan, there is a defense on the St. Joe's football team. You had 11 tackles. You had 1.5 sacks. No one's really been talking about the defense so far, but you guys have been playing well. Talk a little bit about this defensive unit.
Yeah, we have a lot of things to work on. We're doing good right now. Got to keep it going. You know, always play 11 hats to the ball. You know, work on our alignment. You know, I got to work on my alignment for sure. So I think we got to keep working and keep doing well.
What was the mood of the team when you saw a 16-point lead turn into a 4-point deficit?
That was real bad. That was really bad. When they missed the 2-point conversion, that helped though. So still 20-30, still had a little bit of time and, you know, some gap for us, the offense to build on.
Talk a little bit about this defensive unit and what makes it so formidable. Everybody knows about the offense. The defense is sort of the unknown commodity on this team.
Well, we have a great D-line. Mike Shookman is a great nose tackle, is very experienced. Our linebackers, you know, we're getting there. We're doing pretty well right now. We have great coverage, I believe. You know, Lars playing free safety is doing very well as well. So,
what was it like, you know, watching that last drive and watching Lars catch that dramatic pass?
That was awesome. Just the win. That was, great team win, like Shane said. That was great.
Okay, well, we're going to be hearing a lot more from Shane and Dylan and the rest of the cadets, I'm sure. Guys, congratulations on a great win. And that's this week's episode of FCIAC Football Weekly. We'll be back next week in another town with another team.